Hi guys, and welcome to the third instalment of the Racer's story in 164. In front of us today we're going to be looking at the 2011 BMW Z4 GT3. Now this is a really interesting car. The BMW Z4 was introduced for the GT3 regulations in 2010 and was tested by the Schubert racing team. Originally launched with a 480 horsepower V8. Now, the regulations in GT3 said that the cars had to use engines that were available in that manufacturer's lineup. Most of the other manufacturers, for example Ferrari, Audi, Lamborghini, and those sort of makes, use the original car's engine. Now, the BMW Z4 never had a V8 in production, so what BMW cleverly did was take the V8 from the M3 of the time and slightly upgrade it to GT3 specification, originally producing 480 brake horsepower, but in 2011, when the car became fully regulated and available to customer teams, this saw an output of 515 horsepower from a 4.4 litre variation. Now, this caused a lot of upset with some of the teams saying that technically the car wasn't really legal, with the fact that this wasn't an engine that was available in the road car. However, very cleverly, with loopholes and permission from the FIA, the car continued on. In fact, the car would see racing continue until around 2016, where it was replaced by the BMW M6 GT3. In front of us we have two cars, both modelled by Speed GT. Now, I believe the Speed GT casting is actually based off of the Kyosho casting, who have also done this car. Now, there are three race liveries that I've seen. This Golf car, which is actually from iRacing, although it looks very realistic. This is Alex Zanardi's test car for the 2011-2012 FIA GT series. And we've also seen it in the Hatsu Miku colours from Super GT. Unfortunately, these castings are really hard to find now. In fact, I can't find any on eBay, and the last time I checked, I saw them at around £60 each, which is a lot of money for what is essentially a Kyosho model. If I could get hold of more, I would definitely try and make some more liveries, because obviously the Z4 raced in many different championships, and we're missing some really iconic liveries, including the Mark VDS Nürburgring 24-hour and Spa 24-hour podium and winners, as well as the Need for Speed colour scheme, which was very popular thanks to Need for Speed Shift, which was what it was hoping to promote, which also came out about the time of the FIA GT World Championship swap to GT3 regulations from the outgoing GT1 regs. The Z4 GT3, though, did see further success in many championships, including British GT, ADAC GT Masters, the Nürburgring 24 Hours, Dubai 24 Hours. It even raced at Bathurst with the Liqui Moly squad run by Engsler. Late into the Z4 GT3 program, BMW saw the chance to try and upgrade the car to race in the GT-LM or GTE regulation, as it was at the time. This actually proved to be very, very successful, with the car running at the front and even performing well at Spa in the 6-hour race that was held there. Unfortunately, again, the regulations weren't in its favour, with the fact that it used an engine not available on the road-going model, and eventually BMW did replace this with the M6 GTLM, and also further to that the M8 GTLM that came out to replace the M6. Although this car isn't very well modelled, the car is very well modelled, but there isn't much of a range in the models that are available. You can get all the details that you'd expect with the plastic lens headlights. Roll cage is fully there. Both cars, you can see, are actually running different tyre sets. So we've got Michelin on the Golf car, P0s, which is correct on the Blancpain car. Lens headlights, full splitter, nice plastic inserts with the chrome edges. The mirrors do have reflective material in them, so really realistic. The rear wing is actually really nicely detailed. They're super realistic to the actual car, and you can see the exhausts there are nicely detailed out there with like almost a goldy coloured finish. There are brake discs as well visible, and you can see the front wheels have a slightly different sort of paint on them to try and help differentiate them, which probably helps in pit stops, at least on this model. This car, again, different. I do actually like the Golf livery, even though it's not a real car. I generally try to collect real cars as opposed to all the iRacing and virtual racing cars that we're now seeing Tarmac Works and the likes produce. But actually, it does look really good in this Golf livery. So I decided to pick it up, and I just wanted multiple variants of the GT3 BMW Z4 since it's such an important car for that championship and series. We don't really see too many of the sort of first generation, as I call them, GT3 machines, so the original Audi R8 LMS, original Bentley GT3, McLaren MP412C, the Rita Engineering Gallardos, for example, and the Ferrari F430. The only first gen cars that we've seen are Bentley, McLaren, this Z4, and the Audi R8 by Kyosho. Apart from that, they seem to have sort of disappeared and not really be of interest to any of the modelers anymore. It's a shame Speed GT and Kyosho didn't produce more racing variations, but I have seen there are decals available for those of you who can find these at reasonable prices and want to do some customs. If I do come across any, it's very likely I will do that. I hope you enjoyed this video and an introduction to a sort of lesser known model for those that are into their race cars of the GT3 BMW Z4 by Speed GT. Thank you and enjoy the video, and I hope to catch you for the next one.